Hi, I wanted to share with you some words that I wrote yesterday, so I thought I'd do this little video. I was struggling in the heat, like we all are, and I was outside in the garden, letting my mind drift really, and it ended up thinking about my mum and the fact that when we were children, she used to insist that me and my brother always had really good fitting shoes. She said it was very important. So for school and for leisure wear, we always went to a shop on the high street, a famous shoe retailer that's still operating today, and they had the reputation of being very good quality shoes, and that they measured the length of your foot and the width of your foot. And I think the reason why it was quite exciting as a child is because it was an opportunity to be treated a bit like an adult, and that you were being fussed over and the attention was on you, and you were saying whether these things fitted or not. You were choosing the shoe, and there was even a thing it was a machine in the store that we went to, which I'm sure was quite bad for your health. I think it was an x-ray. This may sound very strange, but it did actually happen. I'm not imagining it, but there was a large wooden box that you stood and put your feet underneath this little kind of gap at the bottom, and then you looked down a viewfinder at the top, and you could see, in my head they were green, but I don't know whether this was true, but it was sort of a green outline of your feet, and where your actual toes and foot was a shadowy kind of sort of image, and then you could see the outline of the shoes, and then the person, Jean, who worked at the shop, would come along and look down the viewfinder, and she would tell you, oh yeah, you've got enough growing room there, you wiggle your toes, and it was exciting. And I had some control over what we were choosing, obviously within my mum's remit of what we could afford, but she didn't tell me I had to have certain shoes. I could choose my own. So going along and doing that, and I was thinking about that randomly, and then I was also thinking about my poor pair of Pride boots that I bought for Pride this year. So I bought them at the end of last year for Pride season this year. I've got them here just as a demonstration. Look, so how amazing are those? Anyway, I thought they were quite subdued and understated for Pride season. That never happened because of the pandemic. So Pride events did happen, but they were all virtual events online, and I did take part in some of them, but I don't tend to show my feet on videos that I do. So the poor old boots have been stuck in the box and have never sort of fulfilled their shoe destiny. So that was the random workings of my mind yesterday, which came up with this poem called The Shoes. So I thought I would share it with you today. So, the shoes. His mother cared for his feet, width and length measured. She set the young boy on the right path with love to be treasured, giving him the confidence and freedom to choose for himself, encouraging him to question if there was more than simply the shoes on the shelf. But nervous, conservative minds tried to influence his footwear. The haters targeted the inquisitive boy who dared to dare. Tone down the colour, they shouted. Lower the heel, square the toe. They bullied and intimidated him until he had nowhere to go but to question his own choices and doubt his natural creativity, to ponder the elements of all the varied traits that made him he. The bright hues of the boy's shoes had the ability to anger and confuse. It worried the conservatives that lived without confidence to choose footwear that didn't fit the trends sold to them by the industry, with minds that never questioned why they conformed so sheepishly, why they always stuck to safe and comfortable foot attire, presented in browns and beiges at the high street supplier. They hated how the boy's actions made them question themselves, and why they never thought to look beyond the stock on the shelves. They watched as the boy tried on the shoes he had chosen independently, anxious as the boy found a mirror to help him view angles that he couldn't see. The boy, in his innocence, had held up a looking glass to reflect their images, yet instead of using the reflection to consider their own privileges, the conservative minds decided to take the boy's mirror away. They shattered it under their feet in an attempt to convey that challenges to the status quo would never be accepted, that any claims of lack of choice would always be deflected. Though the message the boy heard was not what they had intended, defensive action showed him the world was not what they pretended. It takes curiosity and courage to walk in another man's shoes. Much easier to stay blinkered and ignore other worldviews. So on that day, the boy vowed to wear his vibrant shoes with pride, to encourage others to seek colour and offer to walk at their side. And today that boy is a man striding out with rainbow boots, in a world of variety where it is much easier to find a pair that suits. But he still needs to fight for those who can't access the correct size or style, and he never takes his shoes for granted and is thankful all the while to his mother who shielded him from the men consumed with wrath and all those who marched before him, taking obstacles from his path. And that's my poem, The Shoes. No idea where that came from or how it came to be in my mind, but I thought I would share it with you. So hope that was okay, and I will speak to you soon. Stay cool, stay hydrated, stay in the shade. See you soon. Bye.